So guys, I hope you have watched the previous video where I have explained Vipassana in detail. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience at the center at the physical level. So come on guys. So first of all, when you book an Ola from your house to the center, the Dhamma Vipula center, which is between Nerul and Belapur, your ride will end here at the gate of Nilgiri Gardens because the center is exactly above the Nilgiri Gardens. So basically, you will have to then go to Apollo Hospital, and via Apollo Hospital, there's a small slope which you have to go. It's roughly 2 to 3 kilometers, and then you reach at the center.
Hey guys, so I finally reached here. Yeah. So come on, I'll take you inside and we'll see all the details. Chalo, so let's go.
This is the main gate of the center, and then once you enter, there's the first day you sanitized our bags in at this place, and also they took the report, the COVID report, and they checked it. All right, and then here, if you see this lobby, there are two sections here. These sections are basically towards the left is the male area, and towards the right is the female area. As people know it, there are two different sections, right? Male and female are into two different parts. So these are the two areas. This is the registration area where you have to then fill the form, and also the antigen test will be carried out here. And in the evening, we had our orientation in this same place where the entire program is explained once. And then after registration, you get your room number. So B116 is my room number, and along with that NM17, that was my code number, the student number. And this 66 and 5 which you see are the bag numbers in which we had deposited our valuables, that is wallet and mobile phone. And this particular piece is also given at the time of filling the form. So it is basically the guidelines. It is complete information about Vipassana, not the technique, but the history, how it began, and all other details like what all should be carried by the student. And this particular piece is the most important part. They are the five shields, the five rules which every Vipassana meditator has to follow, and three extra for the second timers or the third timers, that is, old students. And then we went to the rooms. So here is my room, B116. So this is how it looked, guys. It's amazing. You don't get a feel of any dharmashala kind of a thing. It's like a luxurious hotel. You have a bed, you have the this place where you can keep all your luggage. Then yeah, there's broom and there's a dustbin. So you basically have to clean your own room. All right. There's an air conditioner. So in the summers it can be that's taken care of. Then there's hot water, that's continuous running hot water. It's usually from morning 4 to morning 9 o'clock, but because they have the solar panels in place, and hence it's almost 24 hours hot water is available. There's enough space also available to store all the things you need in a washroom. And overall, you can just summarize that it's a perfect washroom. There's nothing else left. And yes, if you can see here, there's a mop also because you have to clean your own washroom. All right, there's no cleaning service available. And in this lockdown, even men have mastered this art, so it should not be an issue. All right. Throughout the center there are stickers where you it's written you have to wear masks regularly, and also you have to keep social distancing, so even COVID is taken care of. Now this is the most important part which you have to understand: Arya Mon. Now many people confuse Vipassana with a Mon Shibir, but no, that's not the purpose. So why do we need Aryamon? So Aryamon means throughout these 10 days you cannot utter a single word. You can only speak with your Guruji, with the teacher, and with volunteers if you need anything. Otherwise, you are not supposed to speak with your fellow participants. What is the reason behind this? So the reason is what you have to understand very carefully, that if suppose let's take a case that I speak with one of my participants. Now what happens is when you usually start a conversation, you start about the name of the person, where he or she stays, where does he or she work, does he or she do for a living, and then you try to just get some basic details. Now what happens is, after all this, if let's say you happen to go to the Dhamma hall for meditation, the thing is that if you see this person, now the next thing that comes to your mind is, okay, so this person comes from Ghatkopur, for example. He works in so and so company, and this is what his family members do. And then there are all those thoughts that just start creeping up just by seeing the person, and that is just doesn't serve the purpose. Then you get distracted easily, and then you can't meditate. So that is the reason for Aryamon. All right, so it's not a Mon Shibir. That's not the purpose. So Aryamon is simply to minimize the distractions. This is the lobby which goes to the Dhamma hall. And if you see those yellow black stripe stickers, they are basically to maintain social distancing. Now, on the walls, on the notice boards outside the Dhamma hall, this is the timetable. All right, so if you just see the timetable, right from morning 4 o'clock till evening 9 o'clock, these are the things which everybody has to follow. And because it's morning 4 o'clock, you need to wake up people. So there are volunteers which literally ring these bells for minutes and minutes till the time the person is woken up. And trust me, it was because of those amazing volunteers, because of their hard work, that I used to wake up every day. Otherwise, I would have been sleeping maybe till 6 or 7. All right, and also there are 5 minute breaks in between 1 hour sessions. So after 1 hour there is a 5 minute break, so that you can just stretch your legs. So you have to go to your room, just stretch your legs, get some air, and then come back. And again, there are, because it's 5 minutes, many times people might just tend to make it to 10, 15, 20 minutes. So those volunteers, they don't even take a break. Once those 5 minutes are done, they again start ringing the bells outside everybody's room. Because you can't speak, the volunteers can't shout the name of the people, or can't call out the room numbers, because it's Aryamon. So they use these bells. So hats off to them and their hard work. Also, outside the Dhamma hall, there is the sanitizer, the foot press sanitizer, where nobody uses hands to operate it, and you have to use it every time you visit the Dhamma hall. And here we go, this is the Dhamma hall. Like, it's nice, spacious, and if you see, all the sittings have been arranged in such a way that there is enough distance. All right, so COVID has been taken care of in all the rooms and all the lobbies and everywhere. Now, if you just see this, these are all the pillows which are arranged for all the meditators. And if there is someone with a physical problem, where somebody has a back problem, and cannot sit for long hours, if they have some prolonged back ache, then they can use this wooden backrest. All right, which would make it easier to sit for long hours. Now, this particular projector, if you see, on this projector, every evening from 7 to 8:30, we would have the discourse of SN Goenka sir. And this piece, if you see, this piece is which the Guruji operates. So basically, for the entire course of 10 days, there are directions given by SN Goenka sir in the form of audio tapes. And these are the controls of those audio tapes. So the Guruji just has to press 1, 2, 3 on day 1, 2, 3 respectively, and so on. The building has 4 floors, and the lift is permissible for those who have a problem with their foot. Now, this is the lobby outside the dining hall. And if you see these yellow black striped stickers, they are again to maintain a line, and everybody is taken in one by one. And before the lunch, that is before the 11 a.m. lunch, the temperature is checked for each and every member. So here we enter the dining hall. So it's again a spacious dining hall, and the chairs have been arranged in such a way that people cannot see each other. Obviously, you can see people who are besides you, but you have to avoid distractions. And yes, you have your own. This is my number 116. That was my room number. So everybody's stickers are already there on day one, so you can locate your seat, and you have to maintain that till the end of 10th day. And these are the vessels which you have to use till the end of 10th day. All right. Now, coming to the food part, many people have doubts that what food is served there, but trust me, it's amazing food. Well, amazing doesn't mean that you will expect Italian or fast food dishes, but it's sattvic bhojan, as we call it. So in the breakfast, usually it is either upma or poha, and moong and khakra. Then there's milk and tea all the time in all the three meals. Then in the morning, there's fruits are available, so you have apple, papaya, and even banana. Then coming to the lunch, in lunch usually it is two vegetables. Then there's rice, dal, there's chapati. One sweet dish is usually there. Most of the times it is chikki. and at times it is kheer. And coming to the and again fruits are always there. Coming to the evening part, in evening it's chevda. We call it makkai ka chevda, and along with that we have banana and we have limbu pani. All right, so these things are available in the evening. Evening has to be light, obviously. And after the course was over, the meal which we were served was vada pav and kheer. Now, once everyone finishes the food, they can, if there's any leftover food, they can throw it here, and you have to clean your own plates and the spoon and all the vessels which you use. So, if you just observe here, there are proper basins where you can wash your plates. There's soap available and everything else that is required. And if you observe here, there are these black plastics. So they have basically covered all the alternate basins just to maintain social distance. All right, and this is where you can wash your hands. So it's again a different part, and this filter where you get water, and this is also pedal operated. All right, so it's foot pedal operated, so that nobody touches the taps. Hot water is also available for people who would require it, and they also provide laundry service. But in COVID times, they don't provide the service. Now, coming to this, the most interesting part which many people have heard about, it's the beautiful pagoda. All right, this is how it looks from behind. This was a pic which was taken from behind the pagoda. And here, if you see, when I was actually going to take the pics in pagoda, it is not really allowed to take the pics. So I have tried to manage to take one or two pics from outside. And this is the list of all the rules which everyone has to follow when he or she is inside the pagoda. All right, and this pic is basically I've taken it from Google, from their official website, from the Vipassana official website. This is how the pagoda looks from inside. Pagoda is basically consisting of individual quarters. All right, Dhamma hall is where everybody sits together. So in a room there are 60, 70, 100, maybe 200 people. But in pagoda is one cell for one person, so that there's no distraction at all and you can very easily focus and meditate. Now, because there's hardly any physical activity in this 10-day course, all the centers have maintained beautiful and huge walking areas. So, this is the first one. It's the terrace right next to the dining hall. This is the garden between the entire building. So, basically, on the left, if you see, is the girls section, and in the right side is the boys section. And this beautiful scene, it is behind the pagoda. There are two gardens, and this is the view from that garden. All right, so this center, as I've already mentioned, it is on the hill. It is above that building which we had seen at the beginning. So from here, this is the beautiful view, and I really can't express how amazing the climate was there. If you stand there for 5 minutes, you feel so cool and so refreshing because the air was just amazing. And there's a lot of vegetation, and that is why I believe there was a lot of fresh air.
Well, so with this, I have ended my 10-day course. As I already shared, it's an amazing experience. I hope this video helps you clear all your doubts about Vipassana. So come on, here's the website. You can quickly go and register for the course in the nearest center and as per your time availability. All the best. Hope we meet soon and hope we meet on the path of Dhamma. Goodbye. Wish you good luck.
सबका मंगल हो, सबका कल्याण हो, सबकी स्वस्थ मुक्ति हो। भवतु सर्वमङ्गलं, भवतु सर्वमङ्गलं, भवतु सर्वमङ्गलम्।